welcome back. So today is a really special video because I had a viewer ask in the comments whether I could recreate a look that I did in a video, and I said I absolutely could. It was just such a lovely comment, and I just want to thank her for that. So that's what this video is. I'm using a few of the products that I used in the video, and I'm using actually a few new products today as well. So if you want to see what products I've used, then let's get into it. So I just want to thank Susan, who is one of my viewers. She was the one that actually asked if I could recreate the eye look that I was wearing in my Target video. So I said absolutely, because I think I can pretty much recreate the whole thing. I used one or like two little palettes, so it should be pretty easy to recreate. I just can't remember exactly how I layered everything, but we'll work through that. And then also, before we get started, if you're noticing this right here, I tried to cover it up a little bit with some concealer, but it didn't work. I was blow drying my hair the other day, and what I do is when I'm finished blow drying my hair, if you have long hair, I'm sure you can relate, I always take my hair and I grab it right down to the end, because I always have like a few hairs hanging down at the end and I don't want them falling on the floor. And the other day when I went to grab my hair, I just took my nail and decided that it was going to be fun to dig it into my cheek and take my skin off. So it was actually quite red. I was thinking, this happened I think on Tuesday, and I was like, oh, that's not going to look good on camera. But oh well, we're all friends here. I'm going to work through a little bit of the products that I was wearing in the actual video, and then there's also a few new products here that I want to try. I did already apply I love putting this on before I start like putting my makeup on. It just kind of plumps my lips up, and it fills in a lot of these. That's why my lips are really red right now. It fills in all these little lines I have around my lips, I find. So it's the Buxom, the Plump Shot. You've seen it on my channel tons of times, so I absolutely love this one. It's a collagen infused lip serum. So I put that on before I start my makeup, and we'll take it from there. So the first thing we're going to start off with is primer, and I'm going to go in. This was the primer I was actually wearing on the video that I did. So it's the Revolution, the Glass Skin Primer. You don't need a lot of it. Basically that much will do my whole face, and it just gives my skin a really nice, healthy appearance, and it just makes my makeup apply better, and gives me like a really nice glowy look. So I'm just going to try to avoid that area right there. So we're going to let that sit for a few minutes before I go in with the foundation. Now I do want to try, I've had this one sitting in my stash and I just haven't had a chance to try it yet. So you know that I like my Maybelline, my brow stylist. So I wanted to give this one a try. This is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio eyebrow pencil. It says it's 36 hours. Now, I don't think I'm ever going to wear my makeup for 36 hours. But I guess it's supposed to stay on. So like, even if you wear or like wash your makeup off, maybe it's supposed to last after that. I don't know. Let's see what it says here. Sweat resistant, smudge resistant, waterproof. I have this one in the shade medium brown. So I'm a little bit nervous to try this because when it says Tattoo Studio, that might sometimes mean it's a little bit dark. Just looking, it looks like I'm wearing earrings today, but I'm not. It's these hair clips that aren't working out so well. The spoolie is quite soft, and it is one of those pencils that you do have to sharpen. So I always brush through my brow hair first. I was hoping it wasn't going to be too dark, because then that's going to be really dark. But though this looks not bad. I'm using a really light hand, especially when a product I haven't used it before. Okay, so that's just the one side done. So I think it looks quite nice. It's very soft, like the actual pencil is very soft, and I think it's done a nice job. It's not like my other Maybelline, where it's more of like a pencil tip, like a really fine pencil tip, and it really gets into those like hairs. This one's more like a pencil that you write with. Okay, so my thoughts on the pencil as my first impression, I think it's okay. It's not going to be my favorite go-to one. I guess I just think the formulation is just a bit different than what I'm used to. It's really quite a different pencil on the top. I've had to kind of go through my brows a couple of times just because it doesn't have that really hair-like precise stroke on the end. So yeah, I guess it's okay. I'm not gonna say it's like my absolute favorite, but we'll, again, first impressions, I always like trying to work with things, so we'll give that a shot at another time. And then full disclosure, like when I say new products, I hope you guys know by this point that it usually means new to me. These are like new to me products. I know this pencil has probably been out for a long time. I was using a bunch of different products. I'm glad I write into my description box what I was like wearing that day as makeup, because I wouldn't have remembered, you know, some of the foundations and stuff. So because that foundation I was using, this one in the actual video, but I've used this a million times. I want to try something different, and I think I've only had this on my channel once before. It's the Fenty Beauty, the Easy Drop Blurring Skin Tint. And I've been wearing skin tints a lot. I really have been enjoying them. And I'm just going to give it a bit of a shake. And we're going to apply that with a brush today. I'm going to go in with my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. So that's enough for me to get started with. I find skin tints I like applying actually with a brush. There's a little bit more coverage. And then once I've blended it in with the brush, I just take my e.l.f. sponge and I just dab to make sure that there's no like harsh lines anywhere. And with this, with this skin tint, you can apply it with your fingers. Like I find fingers work actually really well with skin tints, as I've learned using some of them, some of like the different brands. It's one of those products that you just find what works best for you. Right, so I think that's all blended in now. So one of the new things that I want to try is the e.l.f. the Putty Eye Primer. I have my Milani one, which I really like, but this one intrigued me because it's more of like a real putty. Like when you put your finger in there, it's quite a dense putty, and it looks like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my finger first, and then I'll use a brush if I need to. But I like using a primer before my eyeshadow, and it just gives it a nice base to work with. Some people will use concealer, and I used to use concealer too, and there's nothing wrong with that. I still do once in a while if I forget to grab my primer. But I find with an actual eyeshadow, like an eyeshadow primer, that it doesn't crease as like a concealer does, because I find like once in a while if I've used a concealer to set it, and I can just sometimes see the creasing in here, especially with all the little folds and whatnot I'm getting on my eyelids. But I have never had an issue using like an eyeshadow primer with creasing. Right, so I'm just going to let that sit, and it kind of gives just like a little bit of a color as well. It takes away some of those veins and stuff on my eyes. And then I'm going to go in with a concealer, and I can't honestly remember if I think I've had this on my channel once before. So it's the Kosas Super Creamy and Brightening Concealer. Cute little packaging. I had this one in the shade 03 Tone. It's quite a creamy concealer. So I'm just going to apply a few dots. I usually just go in right here where I am the darkest, and then right on the edge over here to kind of lift my eyes. I do like a brighter under eye area. So that should be enough. And then I'm just going to take my Real Techniques concealer brush and gently work that in. This is a really nice concealer. It's right up there. I think this is right up there with my Lancome. The only thing I do find with this one is I do get a little bit of creasing once I have it applied. But other than that, the coverage is really good, and it doesn't make my under eyes look like all dry or anything. It's a very, like I said, very creamy formula. But see how well it's covered really, really nicely. All right, and then hopefully you can see how like hydrated and luminous my eye, like under eye area looks. So that's a really, really nice concealer. And then I'm going to go in just to set it with some powder. It's the Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Finish. I have this one in the shade 2 Medium. And I'm going to use my BK Beauty 104. This is just like a powder brush. And I just want to put a little light dusting under my eyes. And just where I might get a little bit shiny later on. So that's usually in my T-zone area. Okay, so now we're going to get into the eye look that I created in that video. And I'm first going to start off by using new brushes, and I had some brushes sent to me. The company Rephr sent me some brushes to use, and I thought that was very generous of them. No obligation to talk about them. No, like, I don't have to, there's no sponsorship or anything. They just sent them to me, so I thought that was fabulous because I've heard that they are really, really good brushes. And first of all, it comes in this beautiful, like a travel case. So that is just wonderful. And then inside, I haven't even used these yet. I wanted to do it like a first impression. They sent all of these brushes here. So very excited to try these out. This is the 01 brush. So that's a nice fluffy blending brush. So we're for sure going to use that one. And then we'll get to some of these other ones, but these are supposed to be just fantastic like quality. And they're Japanese made, hand crafted brushes. And one of the really best things is they're actually a Canadian company. So I thought that was fantastic. I always like talking about Canadian companies when I can. So let's first go in with the fluffy brush, and then I'll use a few of these other ones. I think they sent me a shader brush, a pencil brush, an angled cheek brush, and then a bronzer brush. Now, from what I can see, this bronzer brush, it's called the number 22 brush, but oh my goodness, this is so soft. And from what I've seen other content creators have when they have these on their channel, they absolutely love this brush. They think they say it's one of the best brushes they've tried. So I'm really excited to try this brush out. So let's first go in with the number 1, and the eyeshadows that I was actually using that day were the 2 little e.l.f. Bite-sized palettes. So trying to recreate the look, I'm trying to think, I believe I used this one as my transition shade. Oh, the brush is so soft. Oh my goodness. Brushes are such an essential tool for applying your makeup. And I think I've said this before in other makeup videos that they really are an investment. Like when you are buying brushes, that's how you have to kind of look at it. I mean, yes, you can use your fingers, and there's also, you know, like there's some fairly decent like even some drugstore brushes, but when you apply product with a good quality brush, it really does make a difference. Okay, so that was just that shade there, and I can already see, so probably under this one eye right here, you can probably see a little bit of creasing, and that's that concealer. So, but usually after I just have to do this once, and then it should be good. And then I think what I did was I used this berry shade right here, which is also a matte. I believe I put that like on my lid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the number 3 Rephr brush, which is a pencil brush. Oh, it's so soft. Oh my goodness. Kind of put it right on the outer part here. I want to try and use as many of the brushes as I can because I was really curious to try these out. They sent them quite a while ago, and it just has, whatever videos I've been doing, I just haven't been able to incorporate them into my videos. And they've just been kind of sitting there, and I was like, oh, I really want to try them. Yeah, in the video, it was like a really soft, natural kind of look. That's using the pencil brush, and then I think I'm just going to take a little bit and put it, this would be awesome, right under the eye here, because it's so precise. Oh yeah, that's very nice. It's like right underneath my eyelashes. Okay, so now I want to try out, this is the number 2 brush, and I believe this is just a shader brush, but it looks like that. And sorry, I should have showed you the pencil tip brush. Look at how cute that is. Hey? Like that is really, did such a nice job under my lower lashes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade right here. It has a tiny, tiny little bit of shimmer in it. Not much. It's very, it's like a really deep berry color. And I'm going to put that right on the outer part. Oh, wow. That really, that really deposits the color. So really shake it off because I don't want a lot of fallout. Oh, wow. That does a nice job. And I'm only going to do like halfway because I believe that's what I did last time. If you hear little noises, I have my dog in my filming room with me today. She's just over there on the carpet, and she was just having a little puppy dream there. Even though she's not a puppy, she's 11 years old, but nobody else is home right now, so she likes to always be with somebody. So I just have my door open today, and so she came right in. Wow, this is really nice. So then I'm going to take that number one, like the blending brush I had, and I'm going to just very lightly blend those in. Okay, so hi everybody. This is my future self because when I went to go and edit my video, the most important part of the whole eyeshadow tutorial was all messed up. I don't know, something must have happened with my camera recording. It wasn't recording the proper segment that I needed it to record, and I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, of all the whole entire video, it could have done other things. I could have kind of done a voiceover and that sort of thing. But it was the most important part of the eyeshadow. So here I am. This is the next day. I'm just quickly going to show the part that was messed up on my video, and then we can resume the rest of the video. So where I stopped was I put the nice like dark deep plum shade on the outer portion of my eye. I think I'm sitting close enough. Yep, I am. Just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So what I remember doing on that video is I also took this really pretty shimmer, like a really rosy color, and I put that on the inner corner of my eye. So I'm just going to use my finger, and these are like really, really buttery, surprisingly for such an affordable eyeshadow, very buttery. So I have about that much on my finger, and all I did was very carefully I put it right in the very corner. Like, look at how much that shows up, just like very lightly putting it on my lid. I try and be really gentle with it just because I don't want it falling down into my, like under my lashes here and going into where my concealer is. But look at how pretty that is. And I mean, that was like literally, I just did that and put it onto the inner corner there. And I'm just kind of tapping it in. But that's like really, really pretty. And then I took this nice, like a darker rose shade, and I put that one on my other finger, and that's the shade right there. And then I put that on the center and went kind of right into where the darker V-shaped color is. And I just patted in. Isn't that pretty? It just kind of gives you like a little bit of a two-tone. And then I'm going to take the one, like that pencil brush by Rephr, and a little bit of that shimmer shade there. And I'm going to put a little bit on the corner of my eyes, just to kind of brighten it up a bit. And I will do that other eye as well. And then I'm just taking the blending brush, and I want to try and take some of that shimmer that's gone up here, and just make sure everything is as blended. I think that looks really pretty. You can definitely see the nice shimmer on this eye, and I'll go over and do this eye. And then the other thing that I forgot to mention before when I first started using the little palettes is I'm using the e.l.f. the Cream and Sugar, and also the Rose Water. So those are the two little palettes that I use. And then to do my lower lash line, I just went in with that really, really dark plum shade. And the only other thing that I remember doing is I would have tight lined. So I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Le Liner Signature. And so I would have done right along the lashes. And then I also would have done just a tiny little bit right on my lash line. Because I was wearing false lashes that day. And the other thing that came with the brushes is the Rephr. This is their eyelash curler, and it's supposed to be really, really good. From again, what I've seen some of my other friends talking about it. So I'm gonna give my lashes a little curl. Oh yeah, that actually grips them really nicely. It gets like right close to your lash line. My old one that I have just doesn't do that. Oh, that's really good. All right, so then we're going to go in with lashes. So that day I know I was wearing the Kiss Lash Couture, the Faux Mink collection. And if you don't want to use, like if you're not familiar with using false lashes, by all means just use mascara if that's what you feel comfortable with. I do have a whole video all inserted up in the cards, and I'll put it down in the description box below of how to apply false lashes. It took me a really long time, believe me. It takes a lot of practice to put on false lashes, and not everybody's comfortable with wearing them, but I finally got the knack down to doing it, and so I feel actually quite comfortable doing it. If it's just mascara, then just put mascara on. And what I mentioned in my video is this is one of the few pairs of false lashes that I don't have to put mascara on. I just tried it one day without mascara and it actually worked. So I've been doing it with these lashes ever since. Other lashes I do have to use, definitely you have to use mascara. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go and do the other one. I'll be right back. And then what I do to finish off the look is, so the lashes are on now. I'm going to apply a little bit of liner just in my waterline. This is the Rimmel, the Scandal Eyes. I have this one in the shade. This is Nude, and this says it's 24 hours. This one does really last a long time. I was very impressed with the longevity of it. I just like to have a brighter shade in my waterline. I find the lighter shade just kind of like opens your eyes up a little bit more. Depending on what look I'm doing, I may put like a dark shade in my waterline, but that kind of makes your eyes appear to look smaller and kind of closes them up a little bit, whereas the lighter shade, I'm not going to say white because I don't usually wear a white one. I think white almost looks artificial, if that makes sense. I like using more like cream colored and those ones, and I think that just really brightens the eye area up. Then I'm going to take, so because I didn't put any mascara on my upper lashes, but I do want to put just a tiny little bit on my lower lashes. So I'm going in with the Clinique, the High Impact Mascara. I think, in my opinion, this is one of the best mascaras for doing my lower lash line. There's just something about the actual brush, and it never looks like clumpy. So I always use this one on my lower lash line. Love it. So the eyes are officially done. So Susan, if you are watching, I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope that I created, at least I think from looking in the mirror, unless I sometimes when I'm editing, I can kind of see it when I'm editing, but hopefully this is pretty close to the look I created in that video. And I know that those were the shades that I used and everything. So whether they, maybe I would have placed them maybe a little bit differently, but for the most part, this is what I used to create this look. So I hope you found it helpful. So next we're going to move on now to the rest of the face, and I'm going to go in with the Milani. This is the Silky Matte bronzer in the shade 03 Suntan. I love this bronzer. This is such a beautiful bronzer, and I mean, I've been using this, and look at how, like, it still looks pristine. And I've been using this. There's not, like, you barely need to put your brush in to like, actually get some color. And then I'm going to go in with that Rephr 22 bronzer brush, and let's give this a try. And I always kind of start right on my cheek. Oh, that's a really soft brush. Wow. Holy smokes. Wow, that does a nice job. So I'm just going to take it and I put it usually on my hairline. Yes, this is a really nice brush. It's so soft. Oh my goodness, I can't believe how soft that is. Okay, so I'm just going to run a little bit down my nose, on my chin. I always make sure to put it down my neck. Okay, so I'm really impressed with this brush. This is beautiful. This has done an amazing job. Wow. Okay, so really like the 22 brush. Then I want to go in with some blush, and I'm going to use the e.l.f. the Putty blush in Tahiti. I love the shade. It's such a pretty, like a dusty rose pink. And I have been using it, as you can tell. So I try and get it like warm with my finger, and then oh, it's just such a beautiful shade. Such a beautiful shade. And then I gently press it in, kind of higher up on my cheekbone. And then I take my e.l.f. sponge and I gently dab it in. It just leaves such a pretty, nice, just enough color, like just deposits enough color. And I like how it just soaks into your skin. So it just leaves like a nice hint of color. So these I've been really, really enjoying. I want to get more shades of these. Then I want to try the number 4 Rephr brush, and this is like an angled brush. And we're going to use that. I'm going to use it for my highlighter. It says that you can use it as like contour, blush, or foundation, but for today I want to give it a try with my highlighter. And we're going to go in with the Milani. This is the Baked highlighter. I have this one in Champagne D'Oro 120. That's just effortless. Like, this brush is just, yeah. So definitely one of those brushes that you can multitask with it, use it for different things. I like that. There's a hint of stiffness to it, but it's gives you enough that it's not going to like kind of flop all over the place. And just put some down my nose. So the only one I didn't get to was the number 5 Rephr brush. This is like a cheek brush. So you could use this again for probably like blush and stuff, but because I used a cream blush, I didn't want to put cream on the hairs. So I'll use this one in another video. All right, moving on to lips. We're going to go in with the NYX retractable lip liner, my absolute favorite one in the shade Nude. This is and continues to be my favorite lip liner. And I just kind of overline the lip. And I always fill in my lip with the lip liner. And I find it helps my lipstick stay on longer. And then for lip today, I'm going to go in. This is kind of gave me some fall vibes, so I thought I'd use this one. It's the Huda Beauty, the Liquid Matte. I have this one in the shade. Let me see here. Where is that one? I have the Sugar Mama. So this one is a really nice, comfortable liquid lip. It's not drying at all. And it's like very comfortable, stays on for a significant amount of the day. Nice wand to it. And then last but not least, I used this in the video as well that day. It's the e.l.f. the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. Really have been liking this one. It's a very, very good setting mist and very affordable. It really does make my makeup stay in place all day. All right, this is the completed look. So this was a lot of fun, just kind of revisiting that video and trying to recreate what I was wearing that day. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed recreating the look, and we'll just kind of do like a little bit of a speed review on the products that I used. Some of them I haven't had on my channel before. The one is the eyebrow pencil. I'm gonna say the jury is out on this one. I think it does a nice job of the eyebrow, like the brow hairs, but I think I prefer more of like the more precise, really fine tipped, because the one, the Maybelline, is, I believe it's called Ultra Slim, and it just really gets into all those little hairs. So this one was more like, it was depositing more color, I guess, but yeah, okay, so it's okay. It's an okay for me personally. That's just my opinion. Other people may like it, and I'll be interested to see how long it takes, or like how long it stays on my eyebrow hairs. So that'll be interesting. The Fenty Beauty, the Skin, the Easy Drop Blurring Skin Tint. I really do like this. I think it is one of the better skin tint formulas that I have tried. I think it just looks really lovely on my skin. It kind of gives that blurring effect. I can see that on the mirror. It evens out like my skin tone, and it's not really doing a lot of settling, which I like, but I think it just looks really nice. And it's not, a skin tint isn't going to like cover everything. That's not what it's designed to do. The concealer, I do like that one. You can hopefully see, like, still, even after, you know, it's been a while since I've been filming here, and it doesn't really look, it still looks like hydrated. And I put a little bit of, you know, we saw that I put a little bit of powder underneath there. And so it's looking nice. The coverage is, I'm going to say for me, it's more of like a medium coverage. I can still kind of see a little bit of darkness poking through. And you know what? I don't mind that. That's fine. I don't mind that as long as I can get like the basic coverage. It's not making all those like little what do they call them? Little shark fins in shark fins in the inner corners there. I think that's what Angie from Hot and Flashy calls them. And so yeah, I do really like this concealer. It's right. It definitely is right up there with some of my favorites. Putty blush, really liking that. I think it does a nice job of absorbing into my skin. Doesn't leave it all like streaky or blotchy or anything like that. It's just such a nice cream formula. It's not sinking into all of my my fine lines at all. So I really like this. This is one of my, I think one of my favorite finds so far for this year. I love these little bite-size palettes. I am just shocked for such affordable little palettes. I think these are like $3 or $4. The pigmentation is just outstanding. I mean, look at this. This looks like I've put on, like, it looks like I literally have a $50 eyeshadow on my lids, and this is like so affordable. There's a whole bunch of different shades. So there was one. I'm not like a big green person. I think there was like a green one, and I think there's like 2 other ones. So I do want to try. There's the other shades that they have of these, but absolutely love these. These are such a fantastic little eyeshadow. The lip, I love the Huda. I always mess that up. Huda Beauty lip. This is such a great formulation. Hopefully you can kind of see on the camera. It looks like a little satiny, right? But this is like a liquid lipstick, and it is not looking dry on my lips at all. I absolutely love that. And when I've worn this in the past, it will not budge. Like, I can go and have something to eat, something to drink, all that sort of stuff, and there may be a little bit, like right in the center, there may be like a little bit of transfer, but for the most part, all of this area here will stay in place like for a good amount of time. All the Rephr brushes, I just want to say thank you so much for sending me all of these brushes. They are amazing. I will leave their website down below. There's no, like I said, this is not being sponsored. They didn't even care like what I did with the brushes, if I talked about them or not, or he just sent them to me. And there's no affiliate links or anything like that. So just, I'll leave the website down below if you want to go and check them out. And they have something that's really unique that's called a concept store. And what the concept store is they place items in there and at a significant discount, and all they want is your honest feedback. And that is what I think is so great about this company, is they just want honest feedback, and that's how they feel that they grow and make better products. So I thought that was just such a fantastic idea. And I mean, these are just awesome quality. Like, I can't believe how soft these are. So I am loving these brushes, and the handles are just so beautiful. And I believe these are like a goat hair, which makes it like so incredibly soft. And then let me know down below if you want me to do like a detailed review of the brushes and kind of go through them in a little bit more detail. I just wanted to kind of get some of this other stuff of the products talked about today. But let me know if you guys are interested to see like a detailed brush video, and like how to take care of them, like what each one does. I kind of did an overview of what each one does, but if you want more detail of what each brush is designed to do, just let me know that down in the comments below, and I will for sure do that for you guys. Buxom Plump Shot. Think this is fantastic. So this is one of the best things that I think they've done, is made this Plump Shot. My lips do feel a little bit fuller and smoother, and just kind of fills in, because it's a serum, just like I said, fills in those little lines that you may have around your lips. So love that. The lashes, these are my favorite lashes right now. I think they are fantastic. They are just enough of a fluffy, wispy lash where it doesn't look like too much, but it's not like too little either. It's just kind of in between. So love these lashes. And the other thing was the e.l.f. the Putty Eye Primer. So I think that really did help with the pigmentation of these shadows, really kind of stand out. I think it's really important to put something on your lids before you apply shadow. And if you can use a primer, great. If you just want to use concealer, that's great too. Just something that's going to help that shadow adhere to your adhere to the lid, and just gives your shadow a little bit extra through the day to last a little bit longer. So that is one of my big suggestions to you guys. And if you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. If you're new here, hi, thank you so much for stopping by. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell, and that way you're notified whenever I upload a new video. And give this video a big thumbs up. That helps my channel a lot as well. You can also follow me over on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I have all of those. Those are always down in the description box as well as all the products are listed down below as well for you guys. I just also want to say thank you so much for stopping by, and I love seeing the comments. There's been some really nice comments lately, and I just want to thank you so much, and having me be a part of your day, even if for a short little bit of time, that just makes it feel really special that I can share some of the day with you. So thank you for that. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!